Sam Harris recently said that the prospect of a Clinton presidency depresses him, but the prospect of a Trump presidency scares him. I find the prospect of either to be frightening. Of course, a Trump presidency scares me far more than a Clinton presidency, and I certainly don't want him to win, but I think there are reasons to fear a Clinton administration as well. One of the most disappointing things about Obama is that he turned out to be surprisingly hawkish on foreign policy. His excessive use of drone strikes seems reckless to me. I think there is good reason to fear that Hillary Clinton will have an even more aggressive interventionist foreign policy. To give an example, in her memoir about her time as Secretary of State, she expresses regret about the way the Obama administration handled the Green Revolution in Iran, when many Iranians protested what looked very much like rigged elections. Obama decided not to express his position on the matter or to offer help to the protesters because this would likely backfire. Clinton explains, "Contacts in Iran urged us to stay as quiet as possible. They worried that if the United States spoke out in support of the demonstrators or overtly tried to insert ourselves into the situation, it would allow the regime to dismiss the protests as a foreign plot. Many of our intelligence analysts and Iran experts agreed." Republicans criticized Clinton and Obama for this, but it sounds as though everyone with expertise in the region knew that if the US did anything that remotely looked like it was putting its thumb on the scale in favor of the protesters, it would be counterproductive. But Clinton continues, "In retrospect, I'm not sure our restraint was the right choice. It did not stop the regime from ruthlessly crushing the Green movement, which was exceedingly painful to watch. More strident messages from the United States would probably not have prevented the outcome, and might even have hastened it, but there's no way of knowing now if we could have made a difference. I came to regret that we did not speak out more forcefully and rally others to do the same." So in other words, she's saying that even though our Iranian advisors told us that getting involved in Iranian politics would make things worse, and even though the experts on Iran told us the same thing, and even though I acknowledge that this probably wouldn't have helped the Iranians and could very well have hurt them, fuck it, we should have done it anyway. That shit is scary to me. Now you may say, well, this just means that she's in favor of more outspoken diplomacy. It doesn't mean that she's more likely to go to war. I hope that's true, but if this is how she feels about diplomatic interventionism, I don't think it's unreasonable to worry that she may have the same attitude toward military interventionism. If Hillary Clinton wins this election, this is something about which I think Americans ought to be very vigilant. If it turns out that this is the mindset she applies to her foreign policy, never let her off the hook for this.